What's up, guys? Wait one sec. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. And guys, today we're back with another banger. And guys, today we are reacting to my bad. Her story. In our last video, we reacted to his story. Now today's video, we are gonna react to her story. Let's go. Let's try to get this video to 2 likes. Yeah, I'm just saying 2 likes. Well, 2 likes, and yeah, like and subscribe, and let's get into this video.
6 months pregnant, napping in the passenger seat when the sound of crushing metal woke me up and everything went black. I woke up 3 days later in a hospital bed with my husband Brett sitting next to me, bruises on his face and tears running down his cheeks.
How did bro get injured?
A drunk driver ran a red light and hit us on your side.
Sorry guys, I don't have my mic today, but yeah, my next reaction video, I'll get my mic.
It sounded rehearsed, but I had no reason to question him at the time. My heart got worse until I could barely walk from the bedroom to the kitchen without my vision going dark. Then one morning, Brett sat down across from me and sighed. "You look terrible, and you're only going to
I thought bro was just injured.
Sign up for this." He started carrying his things to his car right then, and I felt something break inside my chest that had nothing to do with my failing heart. I told my regular nurse Chris what happened, and he started showing up after his shifts just to sit with me and talk. We got really close, and somewhere in those conversations, I realized I had never seen the police report, but I forgot all about that when a heart came available 2 years later.
I think the husband is bad, guys. Tell me what you think in the comments.
Full recovery, and Chris and I got engaged. Then one day, Brett knocked on my door, smiling. "You look incredible. I want another chance. I will even let you do all the driving this time, so there are no more accidents."
Shush,
I
bro.
stared at him.
Husband, shush.
The driver hit us. His smile slipped. "I just meant so you feel safe." I closed the door in his face and sat on my couch staring at the wall. Why did he say that? I tracked down the other driver, and when I knocked on her door, she answered in a wheelchair. "I'm here to ask you about the accident." She nodded slowly. "You are going to need to sit down. Come inside." I sat on her couch and watched her pull a paper out of her desk drawer. "Your husband ran the red light because he was drunk, but his father paid me $200,000 to sign this and not report the accident. I am so sorry about your baby." I felt like I was hit all over again when I looked down and saw Brett.
L husband, bro. L husband, bro. What a horrible husband, bro. That's an L husband, bro. What kind of husband does that?
At the bottom of the contract. I took it to the police, and Brett and his father were arrested the next day and sentenced to 8 years in prison. I married Chris 6 months later, and the other driver.
Yeah, that's what it gets, bro. Life sentence in prison, bro. You're gonna die in prison, bro. Okay, yeah, just L husband. Get out.
She got drunk for the first time at our reception. A man and I spotted the same Aldi cart with a quarter stuck in the slot and ran for it at the exact same time. Our hands hit the handle together, and the cart rolled forward hard enough to bang into the metal railing. "I got here first," he said, pulling it toward himself. I dug my shoes into the pavement. Your hand...
Wait. Why are they trying to fight? Because of a shopping cart. Or trolley, whatever you guys call it, wherever you're from. But why the hell are they trying to fight for a trolley or a shopping cart? Okay, we just keep watching this.
Landed on top of mine. The quarter was wedged halfway out of the lock, close enough to see but too deep to grab, and neither of us had another coin. An old woman returning her cart stopped beside us. "Are you two really fighting over 25 cents? The man tightened both hands around the handle.
At least she gets it. Thank you, bro. Finally, I got someone in my side, bro. Thank you.
"She is." That was enough to make me stop trying to be reasonable. I yanked the cart back, and he stumbled into the metal railing while the crowd closed in around us. One man claimed I'd reached it first, but a woman filming on her phone said the cart had rolled toward him, which apparently made it his parking.
How did bro reach it first when bro wasn't even fighting for the car? Are you serious right now, bro? Okay, bro. Nah, bro. Nah.
The manager pushed through the crowd with pliers and told us whoever owned the quarter could take the cart. We both said, "I do." He pulled on the coin, but it wouldn't move, so the man grabbed the pliers and snapped the cart chain off the lock. The manager's radio hit the ground, security came outside, and the man threatened to report me for stealing his quarter. I called the police before I could talk myself out of it. The manager checked the security footage and said the man's hand had reached the cart first. The crowd turned toward me, and suddenly I was the woman who'd called the police because she lost a quarter. 2 patrol cars rolled into the lot with their lights flashing, and an officer separated us while his partner examined the broken cart lock. She worked the quarter loose with a screwdriver, held it beneath her flashlight, then dropped it onto the hood of the cruiser. It landed with a dull plastic click. "This isn't a quarter." The man stopped yelling. She scraped away the silver paint with her key, exposing a homemade token stamped with a crooked George Washington. "It's counterfeit." The officer sealed the fake quarter into an evidence bag, and my hand dropped off the cart like the handle had burned me. The man pointed at me. "She found it first." I pointed back. He said it
Bro, they're at Aldi, bro. Enjoy your place at Aldi, bro. Aldi is the best place to get food. I can't.
Belonged to him. The officer marched us towards separate cruisers, and as the man dug into his pocket for his keys, a real quarter slipped out, bounced twice across the pavement, and rolled under the cart. He'd had one the whole time. I was just about to say, I do.
Ain't no way bro put a fake quarter into his shopping cart and a real quarter fell out when the police was taking him away. Bro, that's instant
At
karma,
my
bro.
wedding, when suddenly my grandma screamed at the top of her lungs. I immediately looked over and saw her stroller with her two puppies speeding down the hill, heading straight towards a huge lake. I used to run track, so I knew I was the fastest runner there, and the dogs had about 30 seconds left. I knew I had to sacrifice my wedding.
Usain
to try
Bolt
to save
mode,
their
bro.
lives. 3 hours in a makeup
Become
chair
the
got me ready for the
Flash.
altar, and I was about to throw all of it in a lake. I grabbed 2 fistfuls of my white silk
Usain
dress,
Bolt, bro.
threw my red heels to the side, and ran. I was halfway
Run.
down the hill when my veil ripped loose, and our photographer spun to track me as I sprinted past her. The stroller hit the water and tipped, and both dogs went under 2 feet from the bank, little legs paddling in circles. So I jumped, and the lake swallowed the dress whole. 40 pounds of soaked silk wrapped
Damn,
around my
that's
knees and dragged me down into
crazy.
the water like an anchor. I shoved her smaller dog up onto the grass, but when I
Imagine that happening on your wedding day, bro. That's crazy. And she's saving
turned for the
dogs.
bigger
I
one,
thought that
it
was
disappeared
babies.
under the water. Everyone at my wedding watched as I went under with my eyes open, mascara burning, and caught a handful of wet fur right as he stopped kicking. We came up together.
Damn.
Behind me, my grandma was fighting off 2 groomsmen at the water
Holy aura, bro. Her story was the goat there, bro.
edge, screaming, "Let me through!
Aura.
Let me see my babies!" I stood up in waist-deep water, holding her baby above my head. For a second, everyone just stood there, frozen in shock. Then my husband lifted me out of the water and wrapped his jacket around me and the dog at the same time and said, "This is why I'm marrying you." I was smiling with relief that the dogs were saved, but part of me wished our wedding didn't get destroyed until our photographer pushed through the crowd, already turning her camera around. I've shot 200 weddings. Nobody remembers the posed photos. They're going to remember this. On her screen, I was mid-air over the lake, veil flying behind me, 2 little heads in the water below.
Superman! Wait. Let me try and fly. yeah, guys, ignore, bro. I'm gonna try and fly like Superman. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Flying like Superman did not work at all. Yeah, don't try that at home, please, bro. That did not work. Let's keep pushing.
8 months of planning never made it into a frame. The 30 seconds did. My 3 kids were tearing through their 4th box of Fruit Loops that week, so I slammed the cabinet and said, "If you love cereal that much, you should just swim in it." Suddenly, all 3
Cereal
of
is
them
the
went
best for
quiet and
breakfast,
stared at
bro.
each other like
Just
there were light
saying.
bulbs
I'm
forming
a
over their
cereal
heads.
lover.
Nothing could have prepared me for what happened next. That day, $40 vanished from my purse, and I immediately started looking for them to find out who it was. I stepped outside, and that's when I caught my youngest, hauling 2 gallons of milk up the driveway like sandbags. "Look, Mom, it's time to show you the secret we have planned." Suddenly, my oldest son's hand clamped
I
over
just
his
think
mouth.
they're gonna
"Shut up,
get
we're not
milk.
telling Mom
Why's
yet."
that
They
pole
backed around the side of the
back
house
there?
without breaking eye contact with me. Whatever they were
Maybe
planning
that's just
cost
getting
me
milk
$40 and ran on milk.
for cereal,
I wasn't
bro.
going to
Put
last
the
long not knowing. So the next morning
okay.
at 6 a.m., hours before they'd be awake, I got ready to sneak out the
Yeah, I
front door
quit.
to see it
I'm
for
just gonna
myself.
watch
But my
this, bro.
oldest was already planted in front of it with his arms out, calm
Yeah, I just
as a crossing guard. "We need 10 more minutes." 10 minutes later, my youngest son walked me outside with his
Okay.
hands over my eyes. When he
Why
let
did
go, a brand new
taking up?
inflatable pool sat in the middle of my front lawn, filled to the
Ain't no way they took what the mom, aka Story, seriously, bro. Like, ain't no way they took it seriously. They actually filled the pool up with cereal and milk. Oh my
rim
god.
with milk and every box of cereal in the house, and 3 neighbor kids stood on my porch in swimsuits. My jaw was still hanging when my old
Ain't no way they're gonna swim in that, bro. Ain't no flipping way, bro.
This
Nah.
walked past me in goggles. "You said if we love cereal that much, we should swim in it, so we are." Then he turned around
they
and
took that
cannonballed
too
straight into
seriously.
the Fruit Loops. By the next morning, the
They're
whole
gonna
pool had
stink like
soured in the
milk,
sun,
bro.
and the smell reached the end of the street. So I spent my Sunday shoveling soggy cereal into trash bags, while all 3 of them watched from the porch holding their noses. Halfway through, I was about to tell them not to steal money from my purse because money doesn't grow on trees, but I slapped a hand over my own mouth
Yeah,
just in time.
good. Or they're
The
gonna,
doctor said they could finally separate me and
or
my
they're
conjoined
gonna
twin.
find out a way and make money grow on trees. Yeah. So, I could get the money too. They could just teach me how to build grow money on trees. Then, get all the money and be rich, bro. I'll be richer than flipping Elon Musk, bro. Found the hack. Just found the hack, bro.
One of us was happy. For 10 years, me and Vanessa shared one
Conjoined
body, but we made it work. When we
twins.
brushed our teeth in front of the mirror,
Damn.
I would brush and she would floss. When we painted our nails, I'd do the hands and she'd do the feet. But when our parents finally saved enough money to have us separated, I thought we'd both be celebrating. But that night, Vanessa turned to me. I don't want us to go through with this. I can't live without you. I stroked my own hand to comfort her because I knew she could feel it. It's okay. The surgery will go fine. She didn't say anything, and I shrugged because I thought she'd come to her senses. And the next morning, while the doctors injected anesthesia into our arms and we counted back from 10, my heart was beating with adrenaline because I couldn't wait to have a life that was finally mine. But when we both woke up 8 hours later, I felt her moving, and I screamed in horror. The surgeon stood at the end of the bed. Don't worry, we didn't go through with it. Your sister told us you'd both changed your minds. She said neither of you wanted to be apart. I was so horrified the room started spinning. She'd sabotaged my one chance at
Damn,
freedom. I
she
never
really
said that.
wants
I
to
wanted this
be
more than
with her
anything.
sister
Vanessa was
that bad,
already
bro.
crying. I told you I can't live without you. I started hyperventilating because I knew my sister was going to do everything she could to keep us stuck together forever. My eyes darted around the room, desperately looking for a solution. And that's when I spotted a bag of peanuts someone had left on the edge of the bed. While Vanessa cried and no one was looking, I instantly grabbed a handful and immediately shoved it into my mouth. The allergic reaction started immediately, and I breathed a sigh
Ain't
of
no way
relief
she.
because I knew now they would
You
be
are
forced
trying
do
to
surgery.
kill you,
I lied. My heart is failing.
bro. She's trying to kill her own blood sister, bro. Oh, what kind of person does that? She does it. She did it. Yeah, bro. Take her to jail. Yeah, take her to jail, bro. Just to get separated. I don't.
Hurts. I think
just
it's
take her to
cardiac
jail, in my
arrest.
opinion.
Me and Vanessa's throats both started closing. I could feel her squeezing her own hand so hard it drew blood to punish me, but I didn't care anymore. The monitors went off all at once. We need to go through with this.
Wait, wouldn't it affect her too? Yeah, we don't.
Die. This time, before Vanessa could say anything, they started injecting the anesthesia again. I woke up 8 hours later to one heartbeat on the monitor instead of two. My one hand covered my mouth as I gasped because for the first time I was free, but I was immediately confused.
How does she have her two hands? They probably cut them straight down the middle. That means she's not supposed to have one hand. Yeah, I don't ask questions. Yeah, I don't ask questions.
We were able to save both of you, but Vanessa woke up from the surgery first, and when she saw she was separated from you, she plugged out the health monitor on herself. We found out too late. I'm sorry. She always said she couldn't live without me. Turns out she was right.
I think Vanessa was right, bro. She was right. She couldn't live without her sister. Story, bro. Nah, she's dead.
That was gathering.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, that was me reacting to her story. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and guys, we out. Peace.